Hi everyone, just a quick bit of an update on a project that I'm working with, something I'm pretty excited about. Currently working on my winter Germans, nearly ready for primer. I've done a couple of test pieces, which I'll show you some close-up photos. I'm pretty happy with those and how they've turned out. Here's a close-up photo now. Along with the Germans and the Soviets to fight them in the Eastern Front, I've bought something else which is a little bit unusual. So I'll just put these out of the way. What I bought is a train set carriage. Now this is O scale train set carriage. Fairly expensive too it was, but I'm hoping that just with this one for an indication of the size and scale, I'm going to be able to scratch build some more carriages, and I'll probably have to bite the bullet and actually purchase some sort of an engine, or perhaps for my new board that I'm making up, I can just have a couple of abandoned carriages in a freight yard. Now, as I say, this is O scale, which is massive bit of train set kit. I just wanted to have a look and see at the scale and see what you guys thought of the scale that these guys are in. Now initially when I got it out of the box I thought, wow, that is huge, it's way too big. And with the guys there alongside, if I can sort of hold that up roughly in the right place, it's it's fairly large, but yeah, have a look at some historical photos, which I'll show you now. So as you flick through some of these photos, you actually see that the trains, or to me at least, seem a lot larger than what I kind of expected them to be. So yeah, maybe this is around the right size. If you put two guys here side by side in the carriage, I mean that's not an unreasonable size. Like if you imagine that's a passenger carriage, obviously at least two people need to fit in there, so in some ways it could be too small. So I'm pretty happy with the size of the carriage. So let's have a look at the carriage compared to a 156 vehicle. So I have here a Tiger 2, King Tiger, and a Tiger 1, and I think you'll agree that they look pretty good on the side of on that vehicle. They're right out to the side, and if you think back to those historical photos that I just showed you, I think that's a pretty good representation. So two vehicles on a fairly large, or fairly large vehicles on a fairly large train carriage. Obviously it's not a low loader flat deck type situation, but you get the idea of the scale. I think I'm pretty happy with it. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think below, and obviously it needs a repaint and some good weathering, and before I do all that, I'll be taking some measurements and seeing if I can scratch build another couple as well in slightly different styles. So I'm happy that I've done that. I'm looking forward to building a train yard. Now I'm aware that especially around Stalingrad that the trains weren't necessarily full size, they were narrow gauge. I'm not entirely sure what that means yet, but I'll be getting out my internet search foo and seeing how well I can find out the details that I need without hopefully having to spend 1,000 hours researching it all. But leave a message in the comments and let us know what you think, whether you think they're a good scale, or whether you think it's going to be too domineering on the tabletop and we need to go for something a bit more suitable for 28mm. Anyway, thanks guys, more videos and a podcast about to be released very soon. Leave a message, let me know what you think, and I'll see you later. Bye.